Hello and welcome to Lesson 1, Part 2 of the Course of the Song of the Spheres. This is an 81-lesson course, but this first lesson is going to be divided into a few different parts. You will have received, if you obtained the Song of the Spheres, some chords, some silk chords, 3 of them right now. The first one is a light yellow one. It's called First Rays. These chords symbolize the attainment of knowledge. We will be learning 81 different lessons. They're divided into 9 different verses. 9 verses, each one having 9 lessons. And upon the completion of each verse, you will receive a new chord symbolizing the attainment of knowledge, spiritual growth, illumination. The colors are important. We will talk more about those later. For today's lesson, we are going to discuss the seeds and the spin key diagrams. The seeds of creation, there are 81 seeds. Now, as we have learned, we're going to be talking next week about how there are actually 108 seeds. But for our purposes right now, we're focusing on 81. In our last lesson, in Part 1, we glimpsed fullness. We had a vision of fullness, the golden form. And in the golden form, we saw 3 petals, then 3 more petals, then 3 more petals emanating in each of 8 directions with a golden sphere in the center. And to our eyes, we only saw 73 seeds. But through knowledge was what allowed us to see that there were, in fact, 81 seeds of creation in that golden form. What we will discover next week is that there are, in fact, 108 seeds contained within that golden form. The remaining 27 seeds are on a very subtle layer of creation, and so it is through knowledge that we see those 27 seeds. As it is right now, it is important for you to understand the basics of what a seed is and how it is made up, what it is made up of, how it is constructed. So you will see on your screen now, this is what we will call a spin key diagram. This particular spin key correlates to seed 8. It represents seed 8, Song of the Deep. Seed 8, the world mother seed, has different elements. Every seed will have 4 different elements. They're really 2 different areas. The first one is the realm lord. That is the top portion. Then the bottom portion is the spin keys. We have the first spin key, which is the top of the triangle or the pyramid. The second spin key is the bottom left one. And the third spin key is the bottom right one. Now, as we look at the seed diagrams, it is important for us to know what these shapes represent, what they're called. We have 3 different names for the spins. We have waxing, and in this particular spin key, we have a waxing realm lord as well as waxing for the first spin key position. Waxing is a crescent that faces downward. Then we have full. Full is represented by a circle. We can see this in our seed 8 diagram in the bottom right position, the 3rd spin key position. Then waning. Waning is a crescent that looks upwards. In our seed 8 diagram, waning is in the 2nd spin key position. So our 3 spin keys in this particular seed, waxing is in the 1st spin key position, waning is in the 2nd spin key position, and full is in the 3rd spin key position. So we would verbally represent this spin key by saying waxing realm lord, waxing, waning, full. It is important for us to know this terminology, what waxing is and what it looks like, what waning is, what it looks like, what full is and what it looks like, and what the spin keys are made up of. Each seed is made up of these spin keys. There are 81 different combinations. Now, think back to high school math, and you will remember that if we have 3 different possibilities, waxing, full, and waning, and they are in 4 different locations, then we take 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, and the total value is 81. We have 81 distinct combinations, possible combinations, and that's 81 seeds. Next week, we're going to see how we actually have 2 different types of fullness, and that allows us to have 108 seeds viewed on a very subtle level. Okay, everyone, this is it for today's lecture, Lesson 1, Part 2. What we have learned so far in the last 2 lessons, we have glimpsed fullness. We have seen the golden form representing the 81 seeds of creation, but we are starting to understand that while we can see 81 seeds, there are actually 108 seeds. And we have now today looked at the spin key diagrams to understand what makes up these seeds of creation. One last note. Why are these seeds important? Seeds of creation are markers. They're points of interest in creation, but it means more to you than that. What it means is that anything that you want to create in your life, using the Song of the Spheres, using the flying seed, anything that you want to create will most effectively, most readily be created by enlivening the correct seed, one of these 81 seeds. By enlivening the seeds of creation, you most effectively create in your life whatever you want. That's why it's important for you to know this. Okay, everyone, have a great week.